We have anxiety. One of the ways we want to tackle it is we want to meditate. People do not do this correctly. They think meditation at the very beginning of the day. I meditated for 5 minutes. I didn't do it correctly. And then what happens is your time is just useless. But we're busy people. We need to make sure that we do this correctly. My name's Nick Tabor. I'm a personal trainer. I talk about this stuff on this channel because I've lived through it. Now, meditation is certainly perfect to help anxiety and depression because it helps you clear your mind. But did you know there's a way that you can meditate through the entirety of the day? And you can make sure that you have a great mindset in order to tackle anything. Put yourself into that mind space. It's not that you're asleep or anything, but we want to make sure you're like, yeah, I got it, right? So what we do when you want to be able to have the right mindset is you got to set yourself up early. So I have been doing this for years, and I've grown up, I was very, very nervous, and I was anxiety ridden, and I actually had a stomach issue when I was a teenager where the top of my stomach was about the size of my ribs. And it was very painful, and I learned this when I was a teenager, to be able to put myself in this state of mind that everything is going to be fine and I am amazing. And I have this state through the entire day when I wake up and I go, and you know what? It only takes a minute. Every day when I went to school, believe me, I had an amazing childhood. School was not that great. School was okay, but there were problems, but I had to put myself to be able to deal with it. And like we do in day-to-day life, we might have that job that we go to where we do not have the greatest job. Maybe there are issues. You have issues with a coworker, your boss or something, but maybe you do the job really well and you've got to go ahead and just push through and get everything done. So what you need to do is do these steps. Again, it only takes a minute, and be able to put yourself into a positive mindset. Because if we walk in somewhere and expect the negative, what's gonna happen? We are going to have negative. We're gonna have negative. That's it. That's it in general, right? So, here's what we do. You can sit easy, like this. And I'm sitting here crisscross style on a yoga mat right now, just talking to you. And I think about something where in my life I had a tremendous amount of happiness, and also maybe someone else loved me, or a real loving moment, whether it's a birthday, Christmas, or time with your family. If you have children, maybe your son or daughter said something, or just gave you that moment of feeling when you're like, yeah, this is good. This is really good. So for me, I think about like recently, my goddaughter was she sent me this text, and she's 7 years old, going on 35. And she said, "Hi, Uncle Nick, it's Emily. I just want you to know that I love you very much." And I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much. I loved that. I love you. I love you as well. And that feeling of just, a child who just says genuinely that I love you. And kids are very genuine. They're going to tell you to your face whether you're good. They're going to tell you whether you're bad. So you think of that moment, and then what you do is you breathe deep and you remember everything about that moment as much as you possibly can. And you say, just breathe deep and remember a smell. Try to remember the smell that you had that day. Now, I worked out too, so the smell of me ain't that great, but what you want to do is breathe deep. And remember what it was when you had that feeling. What was the air like? What was that day like? Where were you standing when you had that? What was that smell like in that room? What music was playing? What might have been on the TV? Where were you sitting? What clothes were you wearing? It helps if you have the same clothes, by the way, because that does good. If you have that outfit that's your happy outfit, then you're good. So you breathe deep, all that in you. And then when you're good, you do that for about a minute and you live in that moment. You're like, yeah, okay, it's good. It's good. And you know, that moment of accomplishment, whatever it is, and you wake up and you've spent a minute, 60 seconds in that, and then your brain is looking for that scent again. So anytime that you have that, and you probably have had it, and you know what, you probably have had multiple great moments at that job you hate, multiple great moments at that place you had a very tough time, but you know what, it's that same sense and smell that you have when you had that, and you smell that, and you're like, oh man, and that triggers an amazing memory, and no matter what happens, you're gonna have a great mood. That's really it. And that's how you have it's one of the tips that I can say that would give you amazing mindset, especially if you're watching this video, if you suffer like a lot of people who watch this channel do with anxiety, depression bouts. This is a perfect way for you to go ahead and get it. So what I want you to do, down in the comments below, I want you to put #climb, and I'd like you to go ahead and tell me what was a perfect mindset, or what was a perfect moment for you personally to be able to say, I did great today, or that was an awesome thing, that you're gonna sit in your bed or sit somewhere in the morning in a very peaceful moment, could be when you had your coffee, and think and you go, I had a really good day today. That day was really awesome. Yeah. And then you're just gonna sit there and go, it was okay. Go ahead and do that. So we have a lot of other channels on this video. I want you to go ahead, click on that video right there, subscribe somewhere over here, and we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. As always, we climb. I'll see you there.